As part of this sectional module, we are going through the details related to performance tuning of SQL queries. We have spent enough time in understanding how to generate explain plan for SQL queries. Also, in the previous lecture, we have gone through details with respect to some of the important terms such as tree, branch, leaves, root, etc. Now it is time for us to spend time in interpreting the explain plan. We'll also go through the details about identifying the performance bottlenecks. I'll be spending time in multiple lectures to go through the details. Let me go to pgadmin here. First, let me run this query. You can see it have returned count as 1. Now let me click on this to review the explain plan for this query. If you look at the explain plan, it have root and it have one branch. As part of one branch, it have leaf. The leaf is nothing but order ID equal to 2. It is saying index condition order ID equal to 2. Then it is saying index only scan using orders underscore p key on orders as orders. Then it is trying to aggregate. Because of the aggregation only, we are able to see that 1 as the count. Now let's go to the details related to this statement. It says index condition order ID equal to 2. It means it is going to this index and then it is trying to identify the value 2 in the index. It will be able to identify because we have order ID 2 in this index. Then if you look at the query, we have select count of star from orders. We are trying to just get the count. Once we identify the values in the index, to get the count, we don't need to go to the table. We are not getting any details with respect to this order ID from the table. Hence, it will not go to the table to get the count. That is why, as it need not go to the table, here it is saying index only scan using orders underscore p key on orders as orders. It means it is only scanning index to get all the order IDs with 2. If the index is not unique, then there might be multiple entries here. It is trying to get all those values. Once it retrieve all those values just by going through index, it will be able to perform aggregation to get the count. That is how you should be able to interpret this explain plan which is generated for this simple query. Now let's run this query first. You can see the output here. Here we are trying to get all the details with respect to order ID from orders. We are not only getting order ID, but we are also getting order date, order customer ID and order status because we have specified star here. Now let's select this and click on explain here. Now if you look at the explain plan, there is only one branch or root. It is nothing but this one. As part of this, there is one leaf, which is nothing but index condition order ID equal to 2. Again, as order ID is indexed, it is able to go here, but we are trying to get the rest of the details from orders for this one. You have the row ID R4 here for this one. Hence, it will be able to go to the table using this row ID, then it will be able to access this complete record. Once it is able to access this complete record, it will be able to display the output. As it has to go to table to get the details, instead of saying index only scan, it is saying index scan using orders underscore p key on orders as orders. It means it is actually going to table to get additional details. If you review the explain plan for this, to get the count, you don't need to go to the table. That's why it is saying index only scan. But when it comes to this one, as it has to go to the table to get the other details such as order date, order customer ID and order status, when it comes to the explain plan, instead of saying index only scan, it is saying index scan. Index scan means using the row identifier from the index, going to the table and getting the rest of the details from the table. That is what it actually means. Now let me come up with another query. The query is nothing but select count of star from order underscore items, where order underscore item underscore order underscore ID equal to 2. In this case, using order ID 2, I am trying to get the number of items in order items. Now let me select this and click on execute. You can see the output here. We have 3 records. Now let's click on explain and review the explain plan. If you review the explain plan, you have root and then you have one branch under the root. The branch have one leaf. The leaf is nothing but filter. It doesn't have index condition here. It is just saying filter. It is trying to filter based on order item order ID equal to 2. Also, if you review the details here, it is saying sequence scan on order items as order items. It means it has to go through the table data completely to read the data related to order item order ID 2 and then it have to filter the data. That's why it is saying sequence scan. Sequence scan means reading the data entirely from the table. Earlier, when we try to use order ID equal to 2 on orders, as order ID is indexed, we were seeing either index only scan or index scan. It all depends upon the nature of the query. Here, as order item order ID is not indexed yet in order items, we are seeing sequence scan. Sequence scan means full table scan. In this case, If you consider this as odd items, if you have multiple records in the odd items, it has to go through the entire table to scan the data and then apply filter. That is what sequence scan means. So we have reviewed terms such as index scan, index only scan, sequence scan, index condition, filter, etc. We'll also review the explain plan for this query in the next lecture. We'll be seeing a few additional terms. We'll also go through those additional terms.